All eyes on Lagos, Nigeria's economic and financial epicenter for the markets in the economy, but Nigeria's political capital. Abuja is where a lot of folks are focusing on, somewhere down south. That's River State, where the much awaited collation of the governorship election is now underway. So we're going to mix business with a little bit of the politics of that. We can do without that. So that's some of the images coming through there. We're live there in River State, one of the Niger Delta, and we're taking that for you.
That generally attended the elections at the State Collation Center, other collation centers and polling areas, occasioning the suspension. The committee arrived in INEC State Office on Monday the 11th and concluded its assignment on the 12th of March 2019. After a review of the events that happened in River State during the 9th of March 2019 elections, the Commission has published details of timelines, which I'm sure each and every one of you here know about. And finally, I wish to assure you of our commitment to a free and credible process in completing this resumption of collation. Thank you very much.
Collation Center, and of course, you've seen the media and everyone else there. This is a very important day to bring to a closure the Rivers State governorship election. Of course, the collation of results and the announcements will be underway. Channels Television, where news comes first. We're on top of that as they're happening down there. Of course, we have our correspondent, the channel's political editor, Sheon Kimbaloyi, is live there to us, and we're getting him on camera within the next couple of minutes to speak to us. This is one big day for River State governorship election, and that is coming underway in Port Harcourt, the state's capital. Let's get back to Broad Street. Our studios are the stock exchanges where Bismarck Rewane, an economist and chief executive officer at financial derivatives companies, joining us this morning for some of the news in our news box. Mr. Rewane, it's good to have you on the program. Good morning. Please come in here at this time. Thank you very much, Mr. Rewane. It's good to have you.
Good morning, Bosun.
Thank you. We're discussing a number of economic issues, but of course the big story right now is the River State governorship election. How important do you think River State is to Nigeria's economic calculus?
400,000 barrels of oil a day. That is at least almost 25%, actually about 20% of our total production and exports. River State also produces, Bonny LNG is in River State, and so 12% of our exports exports are LNG. So we have 12% plus 25% in oil. In all, we are talking about almost 35% to 40% of our export earnings. Nigeria is oil and gas dependent, so River State is critical to the financial stability of the Nigerian economy.
Of our refineries,
whoever governs that state
in Port Harcourt,
it's very. Yeah, 2 refineries, the on a logistics base, is an international airport. River State is critical. It's after Lagos, in the southern part of Nigeria, Port Harcourt and River State is the most important business center.
Yes, Mr. Rewane, Port Harcourt is called a garden city.
Yes, Garden City, yes, it is.
Yes, okay.
Port Harcourt, you know, if you look at Port Harcourt, Port Harcourt is strategically located. It's 25 minutes from Sao Tome. It's about 45 minutes from Malabar, which is in Equatorial Guinea. It's, like I said, it's an oil production hub. It's also a refining hub, and it's also an LNG center. So you have the Bonny Terminal, you have the Port Harcourt Port, you have the 2 refineries, you have the Federal University, and you have an international, in fact, you have 2 airports in Port Harcourt, the Air Force Base in downtown, and you have the international airport on the outskirts.
Mr. Rewane, let's give us a minute, stand by there for us at the stock exchange, bringing us some of the perspectives, but let's get back to Port Harcourt at the Collation Center, where political channels Television political editor Rewane Kimbaloye is handling this in for us at the Collation Center. So, good morning. Thanks for coming through. Bring us up to speed. What you know at this point in time.
Welcome to the INEC head office in Port Harcourt, the Rivers State capital, where the collation, where the beginning to the conclusion of the Rivers governorship election and perhaps the general elections is beginning or is starting today. Just behind me, where you can see security operatives are standing by. On my left-hand side, you will see heavy presence of security operatives to give you an understanding how serious this exercise will be. The collation will commence any moment from now. The ground rules are being given by the officials. We have about 2 national commissioners of INEC. We have Mrs. May Agbamuche. We also have Professor Simbine. All of them coming from Abuja. They're national commissioners. That tells you the intensity on how intense this exercise will be. Of course, Bosin, you want to ask a big question. I understand that you're discussing with Mr. Bismarck Rewane how important Rivers State is in the scheme of things in Nigeria's economy, in the economy of the southern region of the country, the oil-rich Niger Delta region of the country, and so it is also for the politics of Nigeria. Don't forget, it ranks about some of the highest voting population in the country. And we've seen this kind of scenario play out in Rivers State over and over again, the controversy, the stalemate, the hanging elections happening over and over again. We hope that this time around there's going to be some kind of conclusion to this exercise. Promises to be perhaps some interesting, perhaps intriguing, but we'll keep our tabs right here as we are live on the ground for the collation of the exercise, Bosun.
Sheon, this is very important. As you know, this is one stage that's been in political throes over time. But again, this is one we hope this election brings to a very definitive end. The political intrigue and power play and all of that in Port Harcourt, one of Nigeria's economic underbelly. Rewane Kimbaloye, Channels Television, a political editor. Let's get back to Bismarck Rewane, our economic counselor here at Channels Television and the CEO at Financial Derivatives Company. Mr. Rewane, how critical do you think that we need to get Rivers State to become politically peaceful in order to harvest the critical economic resources that Nigeria needs? There are a lot of cleanup needed to be done in Rivers State when it comes to oil spills. People need to go into farming, they need to get into agriculture, they need to get their lives moving on.
Well, Rivers State is symptomatic of the contradiction that is the Nigerian economy. On one hand, the Rivers State GDP is probably over $70 billion, second largest after Lagos. On the other hand, it has all of these facilities, but it has the highest rate of unemployment in Nigeria. So there's a massive contradiction here. Resource rich, a lot of infrastructure, at the same time, high unemployment. Politically, extremely explosive. So something has to be done. The political situation has to be brought down. The political temperature has to be reduced to normal. And if we can get Rivers State to work properly in terms of politics, in terms of economics, in terms of infrastructure, it will be a good boost for the Nigerian economy. So the political misunderstandings which has led to political violence and which has led to conflict are things that need to be resolved, and those are within human control. The other things are there. They have all the resources, they have the infrastructure. All we need to do is tap into it to make it productive.